If I was to go for a job and I was going to tell the person that was interviewing me how bad everybody else was, I would never get that job. And these politicians get into office by talking negative, all the time. And it is for us to hold them to a certain standard.
There's a noteworthy trend happening in Nevada. The state has seen a surge in nonpartisan registered voters who consider themselves neither Democrat or Republican. Going back to 2019, there has been a steady uptick in the number of unaffiliated voters there. Now, out of the Silver State's 1.8 million active voters, the nonpartisan is nearly on par with the number of registered Democrats and Republicans. And when it comes to being a state with a tight U.S. Senate race, this statistic has the potential to matter nationally. We sat down with members of a community group in Las Vegas that hopes to mobilize like-minded Nevadans. Here's what's on their mind. Why did you become an unaffiliated voter?
Okay, let me start by saying I've been a lifelong Republican. As I look back over my voting history, I've never voted on my party line straight across the board. It was always, okay, who aligned with my value system? Being a Black woman and also a Native American, I see things differently than most people. And once Trump was running and the visceral of America just started showing itself during the pandemic, it was very clear to me that I need to be an independent voter. I could no longer just go with Democrats or with Republicans.
I became an independent because I would go to Republican events, I would go to Democratic events, and I felt lost in the middle. There was and when I normally vote, I vote for whoever I believe is the best person. I focus on the people over the party and their policy over the politics is really what it is. And I just felt like there was no other place that I could be. The independents, in my opinion, if they come out, even just 5 to 10%, whatever way they vote is going to sway the election.
About the Senate race, because it is so close and the nation will likely be watching it, if I could see a show of hands, do you all know who you're going to vote for in that race? Have you made up your minds?
Personally, yes.
Okay. And do you feel that both those candidates, Cortez Masto or L'Exalt, have they done all they could to meet voters who have the type of concerns that you have?
That's really a tough question because can a politician ever do as much as they possibly can? I think they've done what they could. Can they always do more? Absolutely, 100%. I think they could be doing more.
I say no. I really say no because it's almost like a show, right? It's a reality show kind of thing. I think they need to get back and talk to the people where we're at.
There are two national issues that I've seen and just seeing ads being played here. One is abortion, the other one is January 6th. Where do those issues rank on your list of things that you care about when you vote for whoever you're voting for Senate?
If you lead with abortion, you lose me. It doesn't matter what else I agree with you on. Well, you don't know what's going on with that woman. We live in a state that is known for sex trafficking. Las Vegas is a place where you're supposed to get lost and you're not supposed to be found. And sex trafficking is a strong, strong problem in our state.
On the January 6th, they'll do their job, and at the end of the day, they'll come up with a finding. I just hope that the process is fair. But by all means, I don't know much about it, but whatever I saw on TV was terrible.
When it comes to other issues that voters care about here, what would you say ranks the top issue right now for you?
The biggest issue over here is crime, or next would be education.
Yeah, no, education, it's been always been an issue here in Nevada.
Education, access to care, housing as a right.
Nevada wages is not very high, and the cost of living is out of control. And so there is a total disparity between your income and your cost of living, especially housing cost, food cost, and gas cost. Those are three things that is totally out of control.
We miss one great big issue, water.
Yeah.
Yes, there it
It's a
is.
major issue.
So our levels are so low. They're almost so low in the next 6 months to a year or two. If the dam gets any lower, it's going to stop working. That's going to be a problem. Yes, as you can see, we agree on a lot of things, and some things we don't, but we come to a meeting of the mind.
That's why we have a bottle of wine all the time. And it makes it smooths out everything.
It's really a case, but he's trying to be nice.